Yellow box junctions are covered by section 174 of the Highway Code. Everybody knows what they look like, everybody will recognize them, but judging by the comments section, lots of people don't know what they really mean, and lots of people don't know that you can get fined for being in a box junction in certain situations. So let's take a look at this, shall we? 174 of the Highway Code provides that these crisscross yellow lines painted on the road are box junctions which you must not enter until your exit lane is clear. So many people think, judging by the comments that I've read recently, that you can't enter a box junction and wait at all. But that's not quite true. Many people also think you can't get fined for being in the box junction at the wrong time, which is also not true. What it means is you can enter this box junction if your exit lane is clear. And 174 of the Highway Code provides that you may enter the box junction and wait to turn right if you're stopped from doing so by oncoming traffic or by other vehicles that are also waiting to turn right. At signalled roundabouts, you must not enter the box junction unless you can cross over it completely without stopping. And because both of these versions of the rule within 174 are must-not rules, there is law attached to it. So although many people believe that the Highway Code is merely guidance, when it does say you must not do a thing, there is law that underpins it. And when there's law that underpins it, there's usually a fine that comes along with it. So if you enter the box junction and your exit lane is not clear and you're waiting there and you're risking gridlock, you're likely to get fined, which is going to be £70 in most places or £130 in London. Now, the reason these box junctions exist in the first place is to prevent gridlock. If you imagine for a moment that your exit is not clear, but you're in the middle, then the lights or whatever change and the other traffic in the other direction can't cross because you're in the way, and then their lights change, then that's what we call gridlock. Nobody can go anywhere. And so the box junction is there to prevent that part of the grid from being gridlocked. So it's to keep you out. So as I say, there are two versions of this rule. One where you must not enter the box unless your exit road is clear. And secondly, at signalled roundabouts, you must not enter the box unless you can cross over it completely without stopping. However, there are some situations where you might be able to appeal a fine for being in the box junction at the wrong time. Let's say, for example, you've got a situation where you can't really see the other side and you can't reasonably see whether the exit lane is clear. Perhaps it's been blocked by some temporary roadworks at that point on the road and you just can't see it. Now, in this situation, the roadworks must comply with various temporary road restriction orders. And you can determine whether that's the case by filing a Freedom of Information request with the local authority about this temporary road obstruction and get more detail about it, whether all of the regulations and all of the safety requirements are being complied with, and if they are not, then that might be one reason that you can appeal it. On narrower circumstances, you might be able to appeal just because it's unreasonable to expect you to see the exit lane from where you are. Let's say it's a particularly large distance between you and the other lane, or there's a curvature of a hill, and it would be unreasonable for somebody to expect you to see whether your lane is clear on the other side. As with all of these things, evidence is the key. You'll need photographic evidence from the perspective that you were at before you enter the box junction and potentially all the way through, although that might be difficult to get unless you've got dash cam footage. But if you have, download it, save it. We have an app called Proofify, which you can store your evidence on. I'll link that in the description below. Check that out, because evidence is key. Because ultimately, if you want to challenge these things, and there are a lot of successful challenges to these things by way of appeal, but read the notice carefully, check every detail, make sure all the details are correct, and check the very circumstances that you are in if you are in this situation and you are fined. But hopefully this has served to explain a little bit more about box junctions and the rule under 174 of the Highway Code. I will link that in the description below. Do check that out. But I'm quite staggered by some of the comments that I've read just recently that demonstrate that a lot of people just don't understand this rule in the Highway Code. Hopefully now you do. If you know someone that doesn't, please direct them towards this video. And if you want more videos about things like this, check out these videos here on screen. Watch those next. That will really help me out and I'll be really grateful. In the meantime, thank you for watching.